So this Tory Lanez thing, interesting mindset from a lot of people. We've seen a lot of different opinions so far. The timeline went crazy. Let's start from the beginning. I'm gonna set the table for you. Let's start from the beginning. Tory Lanez gets stabbed in prison 14 times, 7 wounds. I'm looking at my notes now. 7 wounds to the back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of the head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing machine. So one, my prayers are up for Tory Lanez, and I hope he gets better. Two, y'all are animals. People were wishing death on this dude, and that don't sit right with me. He got found guilty. He's serving his time. For y'all to sit up here and be wishing death on this man, y'all have a lot of y'all have a lot of problems. Like it's a lot of mental bullshit going on in a lot of y'all's head because this man is serving his time. He's doing what the court told him to do, which is go to prison, serve your 10 years for what he did. But then we took a turn. The shooting case took a turn. This video dropped after the whole stabbing situation went on. I'm gonna play it for you right here.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun.
So after I seen this video, I was like, what the hell is going on? Where's this coming from? You got a bodyguard coming from out of nowhere who's not under an NDA saying he overheard a conversation that Kelsey was talking about and she said that she was the one who did this to Meg. And Tory Lanez was just there and he tried to stop it and all this other stuff. I've held this stance since the very beginning. No one's taking accountability for what happened that night. We've had everybody in that whole thing, Meg, Kelsey, and Tory, lied that whole case. All of them lied. They lied to save each other's ass. And nobody wanted to come forward with it. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I think they figured that nothing would come out of this. I think that it got to a point to where like they felt like nobody was going to get 10 years put on their chest. But I also understand that when somebody gets immunity, the script has been flipped on somebody else. Somebody got to take the fall. It doesn't matter what I believe. It don't matter what I believe. I could give you my opinion and tell you from I could just tell you what I feel like happened. Don't matter though, because the judge in that case did exactly what he was supposed to do. I don't know what happened that night. We even got people who was there that night that never testified, just up and disappeared. Doesn't all of this sound funny to y'all? Like, isn't this whole thing weird that now we got to go off of some hearsay from a person who has immunity to try to get this man out of prison? Now let me get a few things straight right now. Tory Lanez was arrogant. Tory Lanez played himself when he dropped that fucking album trying to tell people he didn't do it. The phone call he made, everything about that made him look a type of way instead of him shutting the fuck up and letting a legal team do what they were supposed to do. I don't understand why we are still here with this whole thing. I'm going to be honest with you. If the man is innocent, he still should be in jail for being a dummy. Because if he knew he was going to get jail time, he should have went up there and he should have got on that stand and he should have told everything. But again, trying to cover somebody else's ass to keep from being a snitch got you stabbed up. I'm sorry. That got you stabbed up. And the conspiracy side of things, oh, Rock Nation's was trying to stop this news from coming out. That's why they stabbed him up. It don't matter. It doesn't matter what you guys think on the conspiracy side of things. Tory Lanez is in jail because Tory Lanez put himself there. If he really felt it strong enough in his heart that he didn't do any of that shit and he knew that Kelsey was the person who pulled the trigger, he should have got on the stand and told on her. I would have. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You can call me a snitch, you can call me what you want to, but I ain't finna get stabbed 14 times for none of y'all niggas. Not for Kelsey, not for Meg, not for nobody. Fuck you. Getting stabbed up is something I don't want. Jail, a wise man once told me, jail ain't the spot, my man. Jail is not the spot. Now here's the flip side of things. Here's really where I'm going to get a lot of pushback. I do think he needs to be retried if all of this is true. If he's an innocent man, and if she's going around bragging about what she did, then we need to reopen this case and we need to figure out if he needs to be out of prison, because it's not right for him to be doing jail time for something he didn't do. Yes, he's in prison because he's a dumbass nigga and he didn't want to tell on nobody. But that don't mean if she really did it, he should still be there. That don't mean if it's new evidence to the case, real new evidence to the case, that doesn't mean they shouldn't reopen this trial. That man is in doing time for something. And let's be honest. Let's keep it a whole being. 10 years is a lot of time for what happened in that whole situation. Whether you agree with me or not, that's a lot of time. 10 years? Ten years is a lot of time for being stupid. It just is. And I feel like if he gets an opportunity to get this trial redone, because he did hire a shitty legal team, he did have a lot of arrogance when this whole thing happened, and he did keep quiet about some stuff. He was loyal to people who weren't loyal to him. Them two girls was friends with each other. You think they was gonna have any loyalty, even though they don't talk to each other anymore? Nah. I really feel like if this is real and it's a merit behind it, the case should be reopened and they should be looking at it for real, for real. Kelsey can't go to jail now because she's got immunity. She's good. But if this really was a situation where she did this and it's a merit or some credibility behind what this bodyguard really heard, I don't see why they shouldn't reopen the trial and see if they could get him a lesser sentence or get him out of there. And we're acting like Tory Lanez is a menace to society. Tory Lanez is guilty of being a celebrity and a pretty shitty one, to be honest with you. And when I say shitty celebrity, I mean arrogant, ego, thinking he could fuck everybody in the world, shit like that. He's guilty of that. But damn, 10 years and getting stabbed up like this. I just feel like if there's merit behind it, we should reopen it. And a lot of people are going to look at me sideways. Fuck you too. Like, that dude, I couldn't imagine doing 10 years for something I didn't do. And a lot of y'all don't look at it from that point of view at all. And again, I don't think it's any harm in reopening the case. I think they should look at it if it's real, and if they can find a way to get him out of prison, go ahead and do it. But I'm not gonna sit up here and not do gender wars with everybody. I love women. I love black women at that, and I want to protect them. I've been raised around black women all my life. I just want us to bring back accountability and make accountability great again. Because Lord knows we have not been, none of these people in this whole case have been accountable for anything that they've done or their part in this whole situation. I want to be done with this case. I want it to be over with. I want everybody to just go their own separate ways and just let it go.